Welcome to another round of SDH's coverage of USL League One. We'll let you know about players of the month, get you ready for the weekend. And the anchor leg this week is a very special anchor leg. The newly named head coach for Northern Colorado Hailstorm, Eamon Zayed, gets to join us, and he gets to break down what it's like to be at the start of something at the ground level in USL League One. But before we get to that, what we will do is we will get you ready for the week that will be by going back and letting you know about the week that was. Let's take a peek at some of the action from the week that went down. Back on Tuesday, Chattanooga Red Wolves knocked off North Carolina FC by the score of 4-1. In the previous weekend action, North Texas over FC Tucson 2-0. Union Omaha Forward Madison was postponed because of weather. Tormenta knocks off Greenville at Legacy early by the score of 3-1. And Toronto FC2 beats Richmond Kickers by the score of 2-1. So for game of the week, once again, let's go to Legacy early. South Georgia Tormenta knocks off Greenville, courtesy of our friends at USL League One, ESPN Plus, and YouTube. Here's your highlight.
And we're off and running here from Greenville, South Carolina. Fourth and final chapter of this rivalry in 2021. Let's see which way it goes. Nicoletto. No look pass, Muller in there, fires one, a trickler, still alive, Meyer-Feltian put it in.
It's one of the easier goals Luca Meyer-Feltian will score.
That's his third goal of the season, but overall, Meyer-Feltian, 2 goals, 3 assists. Ibarra. Cutting over, the curler gets by Hara. 1-1 here in the 21st.
Jesus Ibarra, great finish. There's a nice little step over and a good finish past the outstretched legs of Josh Phelps and the outstretched arms.
Evan Lee, a bit of a gap. Through ball ahead, Booth on the run, Booth fires, saved by Hara, second go of it, and the post meets the ball.
Harks wanted the call, didn't get it.
Nicoletto on the run. Lays it off, still alive. Played off the face of Dallas J. He's down. Play will pause as Greenville somehow, some way makes a stop to it. North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the USL All Access Show with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. Ball out wide for Tormenta. Liotti plays it over, still alive. Muller finishes it. And that'll give Tormenta the lead. He was onside. And 2-1 to the away side.
Second time tonight, the Greenville players have got caught napping a little bit, tracking back. As a result, they find themselves down 2-1. Nobody else for Mohammed really to worry about.
Here comes Tormenta on the break once more. Great pass through. Nicoletto in the box. He'll finish it. What a stretch here for Tormenta. They take a 3-1 lead on the road.
A lovely run by Nicoletto, sort of drifting into that space behind Tyler Polak.
Substitution presented by Speaks.
Andrew Booth will take it. Booth. Brought down, cleared, and that's it. The final whistle. Tormenta, their 3rd straight victory this season over Greenville. What a showing by them in the second half.
So let's get you into the standings as we head into the weekend. Chattanooga Red Wolves on top after 15 matches, unbeaten in their last 5. They're at 28 points. Union Omaha with the postponement, 1 match in hand. They're at 27, unbeaten in their last 5. Greenville at 24. South Georgia Tormenta, most wins right now with 7 at 23, ahead of Toronto FC2 at 23 points as well and 6 wins. New England Revolution 2 is at 22 points. Richmond below the playoff bar right now in 7th at 20. 3 teams at 19, North Texas, Fort Lauderdale, and Forward Madison. Both North Texas and Forward Madison have 3 matches in hand on Fort Lauderdale CF. They have played 17 times. FC Tucson is at 16 points. North Carolina FC is at 12. So let's get you into the schedule for the weekend, let you know what is going on in USL League One. Early juice box numbers for action on your Saturday. Richmond, a minus 104 as New 2 visits town. They're a plus 252. Your draw is a plus 250. 8 o'clock, Forward Madison hosting Tormenta. Forward Madison a plus 136. Your draw is a plus 196. Tormenta is a plus 211. And also at 9 o'clock, North Texas is a minus 104 hosting North Carolina FC. Your draw is a plus 229. And North Carolina FC is a plus 274. When you look at the schedule, you've got those 3 matches on the weekend. You also have on the board scheduled Saturday at 10 o'clock Eastern at Keno North. It is FC Tucson hosting Union Omaha. Sunday, Fort Lauderdale CF hosting Greenville Triumph, a big game for the Triumph to get back on the winning ways. Tuesday, Chattanooga hosting North Texas at CHI Memorial. Wednesday, Forward Madison hosting Toronto FC2 at Breeze Stevens. Those are the teams that are currently in USL League One now. Time for the anchor leg this week. Time to catch up with the newest head coach of Northern Colorado Hailstorm, Eamon Zayed. Here's our interview. First question for you. What attracted you to this particular job and being at the ground floor of something out there in Colorado?
There's so much that attracted me here. The fact that it's a brand new franchise was number one for me. Like the fact that they were giving you as a head coach the platform to go in, blank canvas, and just build everything from scratch. Some coaches might shy away from that, but for me that was a major advantage and opportunity. That's something that really, really appealed to me. So first and foremost, that's definitely what appealed to me the most. Secondly, just talking to these guys, Jeff and Casey, speaking to them down here, what their plans, what they hope to build, what they want to build, what they will build. It's going to be a fantastic complex that hosts a wide variety of sports. Obviously, soccer is going to be an anchor along with baseball for it. But their plans, I spoke to them, and the one thing that stuck out to me was that obviously they spoke to me about what a complex they're going to build and everything that goes into that. But they wanted to win. They wanted to be a part of USL, and they wanted to put together an exciting team, one that obviously the community is going to be hopefully really, really proud to get behind and support. And I believe that will be the case. But a winning team, a team that's going to go out and challenge and not just kind of take part, but really kind of go for it. And that, again, that's that winning mentality. I had that as a player, and I'm going to bring that on absolutely into coaching. And I guess so a combination of those aspects where it was just such a good opportunity, and for me, the perfect opportunity.
What have you been able to learn, discern, gather information-wise from your time here about what soccer means to that particular footprint in Colorado? I know that on the MLS side, folks gravitate to the Rapids, and you have the Switchbacks in Colorado Springs and the USL Championship. But what have you been able to glean about what soccer means to that particular part that's attached to Hailstorm?
So I'm still learning, but everybody keeps telling me about how big soccer is, in particular youth soccer up this way. And they also tell me how much North Colorado, how proud they are, and how they, in a way, like to separate themselves from, the likes of Denver and further down south, which is great. So again, it's still learning, but I believe soccer is going to explode up here, and it's going to take off, especially when they have a professional team to support and get behind. But it's soccer in general is obviously a growing sport, but from what I believe it is, it's massive in Colorado. You have obviously the Colorado Rapids, who are great organization, in the MLS, and quite recently I was down, took a game in at Colorado Switchbacks. I know the coaching staff very well there, and I was blown away by their new stadium downtown. It was really, really well set up, really well supported, lovely kind of atmosphere, and it helps that they have an exciting team, an exciting attacking team. But speaking to the coaching staff again after down in switchbacks after that game that, you know, people really got behind them, and are just continuing to grow the support down there. I believe we're going to exceed the support that they have down there, and you know, hopefully give the people up here like something to support and really get behind, because they don't have a professional team. I mean, they have a hockey team that's a minor league hockey team that's within distance, and that's sold out all the time. That's really, really well supported. So there's a massive passion for sports in general up this way, and they just need. I think they crave and want a professional soccer team to kind of get behind, and forget the Colorado Rapids and forget the Switchbacks. Give them something up north to really get behind. And yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to explode up here. I really do.
How difficult is it to chase after your coaching badges and everything that you need to do what you're able to do now in USL League One? How difficult is it to balance the idea of still being a player and then knowing what you want your future to be? How difficult is it to juggle full-time player and coach so you can be ready to coach when that opportunity arrives? I don't think a lot of folks understand all the effort it takes to become a coach, to be certified. How much of an effort is that?
It's a big effort, but like I can I guess thank my mom for this. When I was growing up, I mean, I started professional soccer when I was 17 years of age, but my mom always, biggest influence in my life, but had always emphasized how important education was. So, I mean, whilst I was playing professional football in England and Ireland, you know, and further afield, I made sure that I got my degree. It took me longer than everybody else, but I made sure I got my degree, which is in business. I also made sure I got my master's in finance, you know, also while playing full-time football. Was it difficult? Yeah. Was it achievable? Of course it was. You know, as a professional footballer, we're blessed in so many ways, but I mean, I feel we have so much time. We get up every morning and we have a routine, we train, we play, you know. There might be a gym session in the afternoon, depending on that. We have so much more time to do so much more. And I was never a footballer that just liked to go home and rest and get on the computer and all that kind of stuff. I like to keep busy, whether that was getting involved in the community or finishing my education. So, you know, that I guess, idea just kind of went through me all my career. So I started my coaching badges. I was always interested in coaching. It was always something that, you know, just seeing different coaches, their different philosophies and ideas and how they approach the game in not only Ireland and England, but all over the world. That was just something that really, really interested me. So I enjoyed it. And I was a funny one because I had really good relationships with some coaches. I had absolutely terrible relationships with others. And probably a large part of it was because of me and how I was. But no, I started my coaching licenses when, I don't know, back 2014, I think. And being able to juggle both was difficult, but I think I was able to, because of my past and being able to juggle the education. So, and it was great. It was weird. I had people telling me, listen, Eamon, do not start your coaching badges, especially your higher level ones, your UEFA B, your UEFA A. Do not start them until you're finished. And I said, why? And they said, well, listen, once you get started, you are going to question everything the coach does. And you're going to look at everything he does in a kind of different light. And because you'll have your own ideas, naturally. So that was my advice. But no, I enjoyed it. I always, you know, I'd go back and learn something from the course and then kind of think about what we were doing at our club, how we could do it better, but also how the good things that we were doing. So I know it was good. So I'm glad I done them whilst I was playing, if I'm being honest.
So then what's your philosophy as a manager? I mean, I know that from all of those stops that you've been, I'm sure you pulled some things from some of the managers that have been there guiding you along the way. What is your philosophy as a coach now, from everything that you've seen as a player and everything that you've gleaned from other managers? Yeah,
I was really, really fortunate to play for a lot of really good coaches, and again, as I said, coaches from all over the world. So I like to think I'm a sponge. I've always been a sponge. I'm a curious person, always being a curious person. So try to take in as much as I can, and obviously the positive and the negative, and learn from other coaches. So my philosophy, which I am sure, I've no doubt, will grow and maybe change along the way. But first and foremost, it's to have a really good relationship with the player. Man management is massive for me. I needed it as a player. The best coaches I played under were always able to get the best out of me. They were able to say the right things. They were able to push the right buttons. They were able to, give me a kick up my arse when I needed it, and also be able to put an arm around me when I needed it. But they knew, they understood me as a person. And every individual, I have some coaches just think everybody's the same, every individual's the same, I'm going to treat everybody the same. That's just not how it works these days. It's not. And you'll fail if that's the way you're going to go. Because, as I said, we all have emotions, and we're all humans, and we all work in different ways. So I worked under a coach, Stephen Kenny. He's the Irish national team manager right now. He's one of the best coaches I've ever worked under, and I really like his philosophy and his style. He really had just a fantastic relationship with the players. I mean, his coaching, he had really, really good assistant coaches that were unbelievable on the pitch in terms of, training, taking practice. And that probably wasn't his biggest strength, but the way he approached games, his kind of analysis, his knowledge of the game, but his knowledge of just the player and trying to get them, to play and peak on game day, and know exactly what to say and how to get them to work for him and buy into his strategy. That was my biggest take, and that's what I'll bring in. That's for sure. It's going to be my philosophy. One of the biggest parts is going to be really having that connection with the player. I'm still the leader, I'm still the coach, and there's obviously going to be that respect, but being able to have that relationship with the player, that they'll want to play for me and they'll want to buy into what we're doing here and perform what I ask of them, because I'm here to help them, and obviously they're going to be here to help the team.
When it comes to to-do lists, I know that we all have them somewhere.
Yeah. Wow. That's a big list.
Well, and it's cut in half down a page. That's how mine's on a legal pad.
With scribbles. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's on a legal pad, and you accomplish something, you scratch it off.
Yeah.
Your to-do list could be on a phone, or you pull out a stylus, you sit there, you write a note, you file it away. Could be on a little board that's attached to your fridge where you can attack it with dry erase, and you can sit there and make outlines. Or it could be off to your side there on one of those large dry erase boards that's about 6 feet wide and 3 feet tall, and it's got a bunch of stuff on it. Where is your to-do list now to make sure that Hailstorm has everything that you're looking for when you hit the ground running in 2022? And have you been able to scratch anything off of it so far?
My to-do list is spread out over my phone, on pads, numerous notebooks, on my computer, on my flipboard by my desk. It's everywhere. I actually need to really get it together. The problem is there's so much. It's a brand new team, brand new franchise. There's so much to do. But I mean, I love it. There's a lot to do, and I guess I'm fortunate that, and I'm happy and lucky that, we made the announcement now. I get to start this and build this. I was talking to a couple of my friends who are in the coaching world, and I mean, they start freaking me out because they're talking about all the stuff that I have to do. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, hold on. It's still August. And they're thinking, Eamon, trust me. Before you know it, it's going to be December, January, and you'd be, looking to pre-season and stuff like that. And anyway, when I talk to them, they freak me out, but I'm kind of a chill character. So when I'm not talking to them, I'm okay. There's a lot to do, and I have a great team behind me here actually at Future Legends, and they're I met them all. We're only going to add to it as well, and they seem like really, really good people here and are only willing to help. First and foremost, I need to put a technical staff together. There's numerous players that I have interest in, whether it's playing against, with, just watching. The thing with that is that most of them are still under contract playing for their teams, and they're going to be challenging for obviously to make the playoffs and for championships and all that kind of stuff. So it's delicate. It gives me great opportunity to go and actually see these players live. I'm not coming in at the end of the season where I know them, but I wish I could have watched them a little bit more. I get to see them now. I get to look at that list and speak to agents, see who's available, see who's not available. So list of things to do. First and foremost, technical staff, obviously player recruitment's going to go on between now and even into preseason next year. I think there's loads of things that there's so many. Oh my God. Actually, I'm freaking out thinking about it. You're killing me now. But no, there's things that, again, there's a staff here. I'm surrounded by very supportive people here, and they're going to be. I'm going to pass my list on to them, and in terms of equipment and getting the training pitches ready and all that kind of stuff. I'll just pass that on to them, and I'll give my list to them, and they can make sure it's okay.
I'm not going to ask you what kind of player you're looking for. I want to go to the next stage. What kind of individual are you looking for? Because this is a special thing that they're going to be involved in. They're like you going to be involved in something from the ground up, and you have to have the right kind of representative out of the blocks. So what kind of individual are you looking for to join them?
And do you know what? I'm glad you asked me that, because to me that's going to be everything. And first and foremost, I'm going to be looking at the individual. I mean, obviously I want talented players, but I need good people. And I've learned from different dressing rooms, and the best dressing rooms, it's always good people that work in the best dressing rooms and that become successful. So I want people that are going to be extremely excited about the prospect of coming, and obviously being a part of this history on the pitch, but also off the pitch. I mean, they're going to have a massive job to undertake off the pitch. I want them to be individuals that want to get involved in the community and non-profit organizations and speak to the fans and create a buzz about the team around town. I want people like that, and I want good people. So characteristics. I want people that are passionate, and everyone's different. And when I sit down with a player and I get to know them, I'm going to ask them, like, what is it you want? What is it you want from soccer? What is it you're trying to achieve? And what do you like to do when you're not playing? What other hobbies, interests do you have? And just get to know them as a person. Because that is going to be vital, to get in good people that want. I mean, for me, as you mentioned, I mean, the opportunity to come here and be part of history. I mean, you don't get many chances. You really, really don't get many chances to go in somewhere and just create something. And I mean, when I look back on my first year here in America, when I was with India 11, they were around for a couple of years before that, and they weren't. Unbelievable fan base, fantastic fan base, the best I've seen, and great community club, but they hadn't had success on the pitch, and that idea of going in and trying to give them some success really appealed to me, but it really appealed to everybody else that was in that team and that squad. And when I look back at India, I mean, I still have great connections there and speak to people there very often. And again, they look back to 2016 when we won the NASL Spring Championship, still the only silverware in their history. And again, I was fortunate enough to score some goals for them, and I think I'm still the record goal scorer. I thought it was going to be broken by Tyler Pasher last year or this year, and it would have been if he was still there. So Yeah, happy days. He moved on. And he's doing fantastic, and he deserved to move on. I'm delighted that he's gone on to do really well because he was a top player. But look, that's something that I'm really, really proud of. And players that are coming in, they can do that. They can create success. They can be the first goal scorer in the history and first clean sheet and all that kind of stuff. And I want players that want to be open and really motivated to build something. Because what an opportunity. I mean, you won't get this very often. So I want people to be excited about that.
My last question for you. Thanks for hanging out.
Okay.
Do you have any or all of the following?
Okay.
Unlimited cell phone minutes.
I do. Thankfully, I do.
International calling capabilities on said cell phone.
If you include WhatsApp and that kind of stuff, yes. But no, I probably need to get a package so I can have unlimited international minutes as well.
How is your frequent flyer mileage situation?
Oh, I'm excited about that. That needs to get better, and that will get better now. Yeah, I don't really. I've been, I guess, lazy in that aspect, and not really concentrate on the one airline or anything like that. But well, yeah, my miles are going to go up.
And then, how many free nights can you give yourself from hotels from all the places you have stayed or will be staying as head coach?
Again, something that I'm going to be looking at. I mean, if I can get a trip back home to Ireland with my miles, and I mean, I can always stay at my family's home, but a hotel by then would be perfect. So I'm going to be taking advantage of that this year. Make no doubt about that.
Because I had to ask, knowing that you're going to be putting in a lot of miles, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts. I wanted to make sure that your phone was prepared.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure that your emails are all gassed up. I mean, do you have your Hailstorm email yet?
I do. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I do. It's getting blown up. My normal email is getting blown up, and I want to kind of try to tell everybody, hey, listen, that's great, but can you just send it to the work email, please? I need to get I mean, my girlfriend has already been on to me saying, Eamon, please get 2 phones because it's already crazy and I can't deal with this. Get 2 phones. So I don't know if I'll get a second phone yet, but yeah.
Good to catch up with Coach, and we'll be keeping an eye on things going on in Northern Colorado with Hailstorm. Thanks for hanging out with us for another look at USL League One. Once again, thanks to our friends in Northern Colorado for hanging out with us to break everything down on the newest franchise that has been announced. If you're near a match in USL League One territory, go. It's quality football. If you can't, listen locally or check it out on ESPN+. I'm just John. That's SDH's look at USL League One. Play it safe, everybody. Enjoy the games.
There can be only one